What's up everyone, Patrick here, welcome back. And in this next question, we're told that a building's units has up to 2 bedrooms, including bachelors. So it could either be 0 bedrooms, which is a bachelor, 1 bedroom, or 2 bedrooms, north and south exposures, and they either have a balcony or no balcony. And so what we have to do with number 1, we have to draw a tree diagram to find the number of possibilities. And then number 2, we're told if all bachelors have no balconies, all north exposures are bachelors or 2 bedrooms, and all south exposures are bachelors or 1 bedrooms. We have to find the number of possibilities then. So starting with number 1, I'm going to actually erase all of this here for now. I'll bring it back after. I'll rewrite number 2 just to draw this tree diagram for number 1 with all the different possibilities, and then we're actually going to use the tree diagram to answer number 2. So let's go step by step here. Buildings units has up to 2 bedrooms. So notice that if we make the first branch of the tree, let's actually maybe start down here, either be the number of bedrooms. So this first branch is going to be the number of bedrooms. What are the possibilities here? Well, we can either have 0 bedrooms, which is a bachelor. We could have 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms, like that. And then from here, what we have is north and south exposures. So this is going to be north and south, north or south, north or south, north or south. So this second branch here we can call the exposure. Right, so this is going to be north, south, north, south, north, and then south. And then finally, out of all of these possibilities, we're either going to have a balcony or no balcony. So this is going to be, we'll call it a balcony or no balcony. Right, so here we'll have a balcony or no balcony. And same thing here, same thing here, same thing here, and then same thing here. So this would be balcony, no balcony, balcony, no balcony, and so on and so on. Right, so with no restrictions like we have in number 2, this is going to be the tree diagram. So this here, this third branch, is going to be whether there's a balcony or not. And so for number 1, what are all the possibilities? Well, we just have to count the final branches. So notice we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like that. So for number 1, the answer is 12 possibilities, right? So first we started with the number of bedrooms. And by the way, you can do this in different orders. So you can put the balcony here, and then you'd only have 2 branches. You'd have balcony or no balcony. So that would start with 2 branches. And then maybe you can put the number of bedrooms here in the middle. So then that would have 3 branches, and then the exposure would be at the end, so that would have 2 branches. And notice when you multiply these, you'd still get 12. So no matter which order you put these in, it doesn't matter, the final number of branches should still be 12. And then moving on to number 2, we're told all bachelors have no balconies, all north exposures are bachelors or 2 bedrooms, and then all south exposures are bachelors or 1 bedroom. So let's go through this list here. You got to read it very carefully and then see what happens in the tree diagram. How would we adjust the tree diagram? So all bachelors have no balconies. So notice all the bachelors, they're units that have 0 bedrooms. And so if we follow from here all the way, so notice that all 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, these here are all the bachelors right there, because it started off with this branch here. And then notice that all of these are the 1 bedrooms, and then all of these are the 2 bedrooms, right? That's where it branches off to. So with the first part, all bachelors have no balconies, we're just looking at these 4. And so if they have no balconies, what we know is that it's definitely not going to be this, and it's definitely not going to be that. Those are not going to be possibilities. So we could just cross those out. And so what we would be left with is just a balcony here and a balcony here with a north exposure and a south exposure. So from this first piece of information, we crossed out these two possibilities because you can't have balconies in a bachelor or a 0-bedroom unit. Now the next says all north exposures are bachelors or 2 bedrooms. Okay, all north exposures. So all north exposures are bachelors or 2 bedrooms. So notice that you can't have, from this wording, you can't have north exposures that are 1 bedrooms. Does that make sense? So it says all north exposures are bachelors, 0 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms. So that means that there are no north exposures that have 1 bedroom. And so what we can do is we can look at all of the units with 1 bedroom, which would be these, and we can get rid of the ones that have north exposures. So 1 bedroom, north exposure, it would be these 2 units. So we can get rid of those 2 possibilities right there. So if we look at the other north exposures, north exposure, notice it is, we go the other way. North exposure, this north exposure here is a bachelor. This north exposure is 1 bedroom, and we know that's not possible, so we crossed out these 2 possibilities, which came from this branch over here. And then this branch came from this 1 bedroom. And then this north exposure has 2 bedrooms. And notice that you can have north exposures with 2 bedrooms. Right? Hopefully you're getting what I'm saying. I know the wording can be a little bit tricky, so that's what I was saying with number 2. You got to be really conscious here. All north exposures are bachelors or 2 bedrooms, so you can have a 1 bedroom north exposure. So 1 bedroom, north, we crossed out those 2 possibilities right there. And then the final piece of information says all south exposures are bachelors or 1 bedrooms. So notice we can't have any south exposures that have 2 bedrooms, right? Because it says all south exposures are bachelors or 1 bedroom. So we can't have any south exposures that are 2 bedrooms. So what we can do is we can look at all these south exposures. So notice this south exposure has 0 bedrooms. So we're all good there. So this possibility we would leave. This south exposure has 1 bedroom. And so these 2 possibilities we would leave. But then this south exposure has 2 bedrooms, and you can't have that. You can't have 2 bedrooms with a south exposure. And so these 2 possibilities would go away, right? Because we know this branch here, 2 bedrooms and then south, it wouldn't exist. So these 2 possibilities wouldn't exist. Right? So you got to read through this information carefully, and then you just cross out on your tree diagram any possibilities that are not in line with this information here. And then with the possibilities that are left, you can look at them. All bachelors have no balconies. So notice this. All bachelors have no balconies. You got rid of this. So these 2 have balconies. Right? All north exposures are bachelors or 2 bedrooms. So this north exposure, notice it's a bachelor. These 2 got crossed out. So then these 2 north exposures have 2 bedrooms. So that's in line. All south exposures are bachelors or 1 bedroom. So notice this south exposure unit, it's a bachelor. These 2 south exposure units, it's a 1 bedroom. And then these 2 south exposure units have 2 bedrooms, or you can't have 2 bedrooms with those. So we crossed those out right there. Right? So it's kind of like a trial and error thing. And then for the rest, we can just count the number of units that are left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that's it. So that's the answer. There are 6 units that are in line in this building with that information.